And this is a briefing for our students in the Social and Digital Media Communication Unit, postgraduate students. So I'm just talking to you today because you're going to be our client looking at social media, and just if you could just tell me a bit about the organisation that you work with on a voluntary basis.
Sure. It's the Cambridge Scout Group. Everybody would know about the Scout movement and what an important organisation they are for children of various ages. Typically, people join their local group, and for us, that's the Cambridge Scout Group in Floreat. So we would take in kids from Floreat, Wembley, City Beach, and a bit further afield.
Yeah, fantastic. So what's made you decide that you might need a social media presence?
Okay, we do a lot of good work, so we are keen to promote that to the broader community through a public site. That's one objective, but probably the key reason is for better engagement of our own scouts with the families. Obviously, a picture tells 1,000 words, so the kids come along and they might do something amazing like plant trees, but showing the parents what that looks like is good. That should keep parents engaged. They might want to put their second child in when they reach a right age and so forth. And also, if the site gets shared beyond families, it could be an avenue for new membership.
Yeah. So what would you say your main goals or objectives are in creating a page? I know you've said a few things there, but what would you say are your main ones? Or creating a social media strategy?
Yeah, it would be attracting new members and engagement of existing members to help retain them. So basically drive numbers and support the organisation that way.
So who do you think your main sort of stakeholders are, your main sort of target audiences and stakeholders are?
Yeah, it would be the scouts themselves and the families of scouts, and possibly even sort of distant family members, or not distant, but, you know, grandma in Albany and so forth can see what her family's up to. But first and foremost, it would definitely be the scouts and their families.
And this is a bit of a curly one, but how do you think you're going to measure success if you do have a social media campaign strategy?
That would be by the numbers of followers, and if we're getting shared, you know, valuable shared posts or seeing those posts shared. So, for example, if we did something with a local council and put a Facebook post up and then they shared it to the broader community, and then from that we maybe got a few calls from families that thought, oh, this looks like a great organisation, how can I get involved?
Fantastic. So would you say that, so that's engagement and following, would you say that you've sort of thought about the different sort of platforms you might want to be on, or would you like sort of an open slate for the students to think about that?
I'd like an open slate. I mean, at this stage, we've just started up a Facebook page, but I know amongst the younger generation, there's a whole lot of avenues that Instagram and so forth that might be a bit more relevant to the younger people. I think Facebook is probably largely my age group and era, so probably more the parents. But whatever we need to be on, then we should be doing that, and your students probably have a much better idea than me.
So just talking about that, social media has been in the news a lot lately. Are there sort of any other ethical or sort of legal issues that you need to think about with thinking about a social media strategy for the group?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we are dealing with children, and some parents may not like pictures of their children online. We will give an opt-out option when we initially communicate to parents. We will obviously respect that. We won't be using second names when we, post about people. So I think for people outside the group who don't have a genuine interest, if they're just looking for, kids that they can target in some way or another, they'll never really know what their last name is or where they go to school or anything like that. I mean, we do have, I'll just share a post down here. We did mention one by his first name somewhere. I can't even find it now because he was invested recently.
Oh, yeah, that was at Jamboree, wasn't it? I did see that post.
Here we go. Now I'm getting these random ones up for some reason. I'll just flick over to my page, what you see
Sure.
as a follower. So we've got pictures of all these kids, but not their names.
Yeah.
Hopefully that, obviously, parents might know that's their friend Liam and so forth, but I think outsiders who, don't have a genuine, scouting interest in these groups, they won't be able to identify them, I hope.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this one here, we've talked about Jacob being invested. So we have named him by his first name. You can see what he looks like, but I think it would be hard going to track him down beyond that.
Yeah. Are there any other sort of things that you wanted to sort of achieve or, any other relevant information for the students?
No, I guess we have to get the balance between what is interesting and enough engagement and spamming people. So we'll be quite selective about what we put up. It will be our community involvement when the Scouts are doing something really good for the community. That would be the type of thing. If there's a special occasion where people get invested, we probably normally wouldn't put up one person being invested in their own right, but it was a way to mention Jamboree.
Yes. Yep.
But maybe if there was 6 being invested at the start of the year or something, we'd do that. It's kind of getting the balance between what is interesting and spamming people. We're not going to say a night of games, etc. Because that's quite dull, and we've got to keep it interesting so that people don't unfollow us. I guess too, there's 4 groups of, currently there's 4 groups of children. Some of those groups have as little as 10 and some have as much as 25. I think we've got to make sure all the focus is on some of the kids and others are left out. That will be consideration to make sure there's quite even exposure so that people aren't constantly going, where's my picture? Where's my picture? Oh, it's always those 2.
Exactly. The other question, I guess, was who's going to be doing the work? So is it just going to be you? How will you handle that? Because obviously you're a volunteer, so the work of actually posting and moderating and all those sorts of things. How much time will you have to do that?
I'm hoping it won't be a lot of work. There is the 4 sections, and there will be an administrator from each section, so Joey's, which are the young group, then Cubs and Scouts and Venturers.
Okay.
Maybe the Venturers, one of the members or one of the youth will be an administrator.
Yeah.
They are probably a better place to do it than any leader because of their age and what they've grown up with.
Are they over 18 or?
No, up to 18, 14 to 18.
Oh, 14, okay, yep.
Yeah. I will do it for Scouts and maybe someone else will pick it up. But, it is quite a small group where I'm thinking 2 posts a week on average, between the 4 of us. So there shouldn't be a lot. And, we'll moderate it. I think with the Scouts, this Cambridge Scout group will let people comment, but not let anyone post.
Okay. Yeah.
Those comments.
Yeah. Those sort of guidelines. Yeah. And do you think you'll sort of create a bit of a guidelines, or would you like the students to create some sort of guidelines for any admin person?
That would be fantastic.
Yep, great. Okay, excellent. Anything else you think we need to mention?
I don't think so, Catherine.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your interest.
No, that's all right. We might, once the students have sort of had the briefing, they might have some questions, so we might even just do another call with you or send an email just to follow up with any questions, if that's okay.
That'll be wonderful.
Great. Thank you so much, Jenny. I will stop recording now.